through. Cool. So, for anyone who is unaware, we've been running a single elimination tournament of all the most popular emotes in the Elite Discord server, the Elite.net Discord Invitational Emote Showdown, aka TENDIES. And it's come down to the final round. So, we're just going to talk about, our finalists and their path to the finals. So I'm joined by the esteemed Winnes Glover,
Mate.
and I'm sure other people will jump in and talk about this as we go through. But we'll just start. So start off. Our finalists are Nesquik versus Cute Ace, two really highly seeded competitors. So no real surprise there as far as them ending up here. But Glover, who were some of your favorites going into the competition?
Oh boy, let me pull up the master list here. There's so many, I just want to compliment this community and its ability to produce high tier emotes. I want to say at least half of these would be the best emote in any other community on Twitch. But we have easily 60, 70, 1,000 plus emotes that are just insane. And I'd like to congratulate the artists of this community.
Sure. I mean, we've
Yeah,
got a
but
lot of people contributing. A lot of people have contributed multiple emotes. Not just faces of like people in the community, but also just memes. Just some really good ones, some bangers.
all right. I have it pulled up here, some thoughts. At first, I was almost worried that this would turn into a Clemens showdown. I thought there was always a solid 20% chance that the final four would be all Clemens. Not that that would be a terrible thing, but I thought it was a strong possibility.
We had, let's see here, round 3 or going into round 4, um, we had Clem Cup, we had Clemens Myth. So those two survived until the Sweet 16. But at the same point, what really surprised me, we had 3 birdie emotes. We had Erdy Bop, Birdie Bop, and Erdy 88, the classic, all at the same time. Truly amazing.
That's true. It's unfortunate that there were no birdie emotes in the end, but you know, there's so many high quality emotes. You can't be too upset. That, and I'm surprised the Zoomers. I'm sure there were some Zoomers out there who voted for the birdie emotes despite never seeing the man before in their life. And I would commend them for doing so.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we all want the birdie stream. We want to see it come back, but we just got to live with the emotes right now. Another interesting fact, Erdy Bop was the last animated emote left in the competition. Made it all the way to the Elite Eight, or the Mate as we called it. So that was pretty cool to see. Um, but yeah, for the sake of time, we'll just sort of follow the path of each of our finalists and talk about each of those matchups. So we'll start with the number 1 overall seed, Nesquik. So seeding was done based on the total number of times that the emote had been used in the server since the beginning of the server, and it makes perfect sense that Nesquik would be up there number 1 seed since it is the quintessential elite emote, been around forever, you know. So first round, I can't even tell here what it was matched up against. It's what is that Swiss emote? Swiss, the sleeping Swiss emote. I can't even remember what it's called. Someone help me out here.
The sleeping
Sleep rolls. That's right, sleep rolls. Not used a lot. I would say that probably sort of supplanted by Resident Sleeper once it came around. So it doesn't see a lot of use. So it got eliminated pretty early. And then that launches into a rather new emote, GK, that Nesquik defeated in the second round. One of depiction of our very own Vitor. Let's see. Taking us to another matchup against another Swiss emote. Swiss, pretty popular member of the community. Lots of emotes of Swiss in this competition.
Yeah. Quite unfortunate for Swiss that he had, looks like 3 emotes in the same region as the Nesquik emote.
Yeah, and that's just the way the numbers fell out, you know, taking out 3 Swiss emotes in the region. Wow. Even the popular, the original Swiss snipe. Can't believe it. Then in the Elite Eight, the Nesquik goes up against, like we talked about before, Clem Cup, a favorite that a lot of people had, and defeated it pretty easily, as a matter of fact. So it's just sort of juggernauted through the competition all the way to the finals, even against here in the Final Four. Another Clemens emote, Clemens myth. All right, let's take a look at Cute Ace's path to the finals. So started out in the Macas region. I don't think this is in my crop. Gonna have to move it over here.
Yeah. A little too late.
Ugh. Didn't plan this through. Happening, Harry. It's not working. It's on my fault. Hold on one second. This is
Almost.
the wrong region.
Gotta scroll down.
It's 2 different images. That's the problem.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. There we go. Okay, so first round, Cute Ace up against Piss Pounder, one of my favorite newer emotes. Just hate to see it go out that quick. I think it could have made a run if it didn't go up against such a high seed like Cute Ace. It's one of those that, just the sake of how new the emote was, it didn't have time to build up the numbers that it needed to get a top seed. So, oh well, what can you do? Second round, and I know you'll have something to say about this, Clover, but takes down GG, to be honest.
Yeah,
KMK86.
another emote that perhaps could have made a stronger run in a different region, but what can you say other than GG, to be honest?
GG, to be honest. Then took out Fried Sklar's in the next round. So Fried Sklar is one of those emotes that have been around a long time. One of those original set of Frankerface Z emotes. But doesn't see a lot of use nowadays. Probably not very popular with the newer crowd, despite how popular Luke is with the newer crowd. But just didn't have a chance against Cute Ace. All right. Then I think this matchup was very controversial, you might say, against Wylan. Wylan, very good, very popular emote of our own Mr. Paul E. Wood. Made a good run, beat Clemens, beat Kev, but just how can you stand up against the power of Cute Ace?
Ace would have got all 60 out of 60 if he lost this matchup.
Probably just out of revenge, if nothing else.
Good theory.
And then the epic showdown between Cute Ace and Birdie Bop. I was sad to see it. You know, I know Ace probably felt bad about having to delete the last birdie out of the competition, but you know,
Well, Birdie deleted himself from life, it seems, so it's
you
only
hate to
suiting.
see it. You hate to see it. And then, and the final four, Cute Ace versus Joris Z. Another very controversial emote of even causing MW to leave the server.
These elite voting contests, they can get pretty heated sometimes. We can say what we will about MW, but I've seen people leave the server over much lesser things than their favorite emote losing in a competition.
Yeah, I mean, MW was against the very presence of the emote itself. Like he was at his very core, his foundational beliefs, were skewed against Joris Z. Don't really, no one's in that man's head except himself. So, I don't know what his rationale was, but Joris Z ended up proving how much he is loved by this community, making it all the way to the Final Four. So.
Yeah, the only new age emote in the Final Four.
That is true. With Nesquik, Clemensmith, Cute Ace, and Joris Z. Nesquik has been around as long as the Elite nearly, and Clemensmith and Cute Ace in that sort of first batch of Twitch emotes. So yeah, very impressive showing, but still, Cute Ace really did not have a single close matchup all the way to the finals. So that just goes to show you the power of Ace goes past his playing abilities. Well, without further ado, I know that Randy is geared up and ready to do his World Cup 98 run or play or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, meme. Here we go. So we have the final round, Nesquik versus Cute Ace, with a total of 36 responses. Your winner and first Tendies champion, Nesquik, with 58.3% of the votes. Congratulations, Nesquik, the one and only, the original.
Well done.
Well done. Good job. Whoever started the Nesquik meme, it lives on in the year of our Lord 2020. Very nice. I don't believe Ace is around to make a statement of his likeness that lost, but I'm sure he would be happy. I'm sure he would respect it. I'm sure he would be okay with losing to the granddaddy of all elite memes.
I'm sure Ace didn't have a 10-paragraph Ace Corp statement ready to go in the forums. That's not what I would expect from this.
Oh well.
Now, Ace Corp's statement to come short.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first. Ace Corp is pre-announcing their announcement here on the Tendies recap show, and we'll see what he has to say later in the marathon, I suppose. But for now, we're not accepting responses anymore, and that is the end of the first Tendies tournament. Thank you, everybody who participated, and we'll see you next time, I suppose. So, Harry, back to you. Thank you, Glover, for helping me out.
Yeah.